Okay, dokie. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of the Keyard podcast.
Oh my god, are we getting old?
Yeah. Speaking of number 10s, our sponsor this week is the Burr camper van. Your number 10 not working, left out in the cold, spending too much money on it? Buy our Burr camper van instead, for all journeys to be stress and dinosaur free. Note subject to availability, does not include any copies of Fortnite.
I could give an instant review of that from purchasing the Fernando Llorente mobile previously. This is the top notch.
Fernando Llorente.
What a name, eh?
What happens? Where's he now?
I don't know. Probably in Middle Earth or something.
How you doing, Kevin?
Not too bad. I've come into here a bit annoyed because I wanted to just start the weekend off, chill on the sofa, play a little bit of FIFA, and then there was a new Ultimate Team packs card promo thing coming out. And what do? They decide to crash all their servers all by themselves, don't they? Yeah, typical EA for you. And even this morning, I was doing draft picks, which is like you set up a team that is allocated to you. And I was playing all the way through a match, and yeah, it said I disconnected, even though my internet was fine. And now
it appears I've been disconnected.
No, and now for some reason it seemed to glitch, and I haven't got my rewards, and I can't go in for another draft pick. So thanks, EA. That is wonderful. Anyway, what is up with you? So I'm still not over it. I'll never be over it for as long as I get sucked into the FIFA void.
Well, I mean, it's been a pretty quiet week for me as it goes. On Monday, I played golf with my dad.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've. What's your experience like with golf? Have you ever played golf?
No, I've only just asked for tips from Gareth Bale, and he didn't respond to any of my texts, so I've never started since then.
That Gareth Bale, eh?
I know.
What a wild card he is. Well, I've played golf for a number of years. I usually just do it as a hobby with my dad. We usually go to a nice sort of 9-hole course in Bedfordshire to do our game. Honestly, it's a lot. One thing I've learned over the years about golf is that it's a lot more psychological than you think. People think it's just kind of hitting a ball with a stick.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to it. It's psychological. It's in your mind whether you're going to hit a good shot or not. There's during our game, there was a tractor going along the side of cutting the hedgerows down.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to somehow kind of block that noise out of your head before you take a shot, because any slight sort of discrepancy or disturbance can just throw you off completely.
Absolutely.
Even if it's subconsciously, even if you think, right, I'm going to do a good shot here, it would just go completely wrong because you're thinking about. You have to I know you have to sort of just get all that out your mind.
I feel like I'd be the kind of person to just whack it and that's it, and I'd just be listening.
Terry's chocolate orange.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whacking it's good. I mean, my putting game is always the one that lets me down. Because you have different kind of techniques. For putting, I like to keep my legs kind of very close together, and then just do a kind of very slight swinging motion.
Shoulders.
Whereas obviously, if you're teeing off, you have to have a large backswing. If you're teeing off, you don't want to set out to try and hit it as far as you can. It has to be like a kind of smooth, follow through kind of motion. So many double entendres in this, but I can assure you, I take my golf quite seriously.
Just remember, shoulders in, backside out, lips looking like Donald Duck, and you're set.
Yep. That's an image, I tell you.
Yeah. I brought my face game on today. You might have noticed.
Yeah. And obviously you had there's one instance as well during a round where there was these old boys in front of us, and you basically, I'm about to tee off, right, and they're all faffing about, a couple of yards after the hole is, like looking for a ball that they've lost, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just thinking, I don't want to hit them, but I want to get on with it.
Yeah.
And instantly that throws you off, because you don't, it takes your swing sort of out of calibration.
That's just making me think of something right now. But carry on talking, and I'll bring up the GIF.
All right, okay. Well, is it? And I'm just thinking, right? They're faffing about. I actually have to walk away and then come back again.
Yeah.
Because it psychs you out so much.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be responsible for killing an 80-year-old man with like a golf club.
I mean, you can just get Jose Mourinho to run over them with a caddy. How about that?
I mean, I guess that could.
I was trying to find a GIF, but all I could find was a picture. That's his reaction after he's run them over.
Is that from All or Nothing?
No, that's there was like a Sky Sports thing, like interview with Harry Kane and Jose Mourinho playing golf. Well, Mourinho wasn't actually playing golf. He was just a caddy man. But he was. It's just, you just see that GIF all the time on Twitter and places like that, where it's like Jose Mourinho after he sees the transfer window, sort of thing. So it is pretty hilarious. Yeah. So not too bad.
Yeah. Wonder if Gareth Bale's had a chance to actually play any rounds of golf since he's.
I think that was the first thing he did on the day that he signed, was he played golf with Daniel Levy, and I'm not sure if it was Mourinho as well, but
crazy golf.
Crazy golf, yeah, in the arcade,
I just have a vision of Mourinho, Levy, and Gareth Bale all turning up in their golf overalls, nice polo shirt with cardigan, like socks up to your knees, all those kind of Peaky Blinders caps.
So
to a crazy golf course.
Yeah, the interviewer says, "So Gareth, what's your experience with video games?" It's like, I don't know. I can't. I only ever played the N64, and I always used to play Mario Golf, and it was just out of this world, and I always wanted to replicate that, and it's pretty fun times,
Did he actually say that?
No, that was just my impression of Gareth Bale.
Because he does strike me as someone who doesn't play video games.
I don't know, he's got that kind of, that, like, yeah. Oh, he's got a big grin as well. I love Gareth Bale.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess in summary, really, it's not an easy game,
No.
You have these, there are these people that claim that golf is elitist and whatever, but it's just a fun kind of hobby of mine.
Yeah, but every sport has its stereotype, I
don't wear the stereotypical cardigan or anything like that. I think I wore my Fear Factory hoodie last time I was playing golf.
Yeah.
And I was getting funny looks from all the old boys, that properly adhered to the dress etiquette of golf.
I would just get one of
those. What is that Grebo doing on our course?
I just get one of those inflatable dinosaur suits and run across the course with it.
Like a download.
Yeah. And they're just like someone's thrown a grenade into the caddy as I'm driving it, and then you just see this dinosaur diving out to seek safety.
Or those rhinos that you get at the London Marathon. Oh no, the giant pair of testicles that ran the marathon a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
dressed up as that. No, yeah. Actually, speaking of kind of on that sort of subject, if you go to like courses like Augusta or Florida, I think more Florida, but you do get alligators on the courses sometimes, like massive alligators. and there's like video footage of one of the things I was doing in lockdown was watching a bunch of kind of funny golf footage, and you get a lot of menagerie kind of about. We actually on Monday when I was playing, there's a bunch of seagulls on the course, and they were like really putting my dad off, and he was getting really annoyed with them. But you also there's one instance where like a bird, like birds can fly off with golf balls in their mouth, which I'm not sure what the regulations or anything are. That
Do you know what I'm? Was it this seagull? Mate, I just nicked your club.
Yeah, I think that was the one.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough golf talk from me. I can tell I'm driving away our few remaining listeners at a chronic rate.
I know, it's just like watching golf on Sky Sports. No, I'm joking. So anyway, next, because we're talking about sports anyway, so we may as well go into the football news first. You had some points about a certain Mesut Ozil. I don't even know.
I don't
Ozil.
even really. I'm just. The whole saga is just winding me up. You know, it needs to come to an end. So Mesut Ozil has basically not been picked for our Premier League squad this season. I don't know what the rules are on international transfer windows, if any of them are still open, but I would just say just get him out.
Yeah, I mean,
save the remaining wedge that we're playing.
It kind of reminds me of the whole Danny Rose saga as well, but like at least with Danny Rose, they could just like be more open about what that was, and I think the Amazon documentary did help with showing exactly how that went down. But now I think Jose Mourinho actually said in the post-match conference for, I think it was on Thursday, that he could see the kind of attitude that Danny Rose had, and that it wasn't really fit for the team he was trying to play, so he preferred Ben Davies in that role anyway. So, you know, I'm guessing he wants players that can really listen to sort of instruction and have some humility about them, which I think Rose doesn't.
Well, you know, humility is a good word, really. You know, knowing where you stand, and I think Ozil values his self-worth to Arsenal a lot more. You know, just because he has 1 billion Twitter followers or whatever. He's not been good for several seasons.
Yeah, of course.
I attest to this, and I maintain my stance on that. And yet he thinks we owe him something. You know, he's 32 years old. I know Willian's 32. You know, so it's, I can't really talk that much about that. But he must. You know, he's been given chance after chance to prove himself.
But nobody owes anybody anything in the sense of like. You know, the key word in football through seasons and seasons is consistency, and if you can't show consistency, you're not going to be picked as a first team player. As simple as that, really. And that seems to be the situation with Ozil. You know, it was the situation with a lot of the Spurs a few of the Spurs players as well that aren't on the first team now, except for like Harry Winks, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sad about it now, you know, because he really was a good player when he started. You know, and he did definitely produced some real really great performances and moments for us. But he's really just tarnished his legacy now, and I don't blame Arteta really for leaving him out. You know, so I'll read you the Sky Sports article anyway. Mesut Ozil has accused Arsenal of a lack of loyalty after being left out of their Premier League squad, but vowed to keep fighting for his chance. The highest paid player in Arsenal's history appears to have played his last game for the club. And I was actually at that game before all the shit hit the fan and lockdown happened. It was a game, it was West Ham at home. And I got to be honest, he actually looked pretty good. You know, he was he was probably our best player on the pitch that day. We were absolutely appalling, and West Ham should have beaten us.
It's yeah.
But so he's He was not included in the Premier League squad for the 2021 season. In a statement, Ozil said he was saddened by the decision. He was also left out of our Europa League plans. His £350,000 a week contract expires at the end of the campaign, but he promised he would not let my 8th season at Arsenal end like this. I am deeply disappointed by the fact I've not been registered for the Premier League season. Upon signing my new contract in 2018, I pledged my loyalty and allegiance to the club that I love, Arsenal, and it saddens me that this has not been reciprocated. As I've just found out, loyalty is hard to come by nowadays. I've always tried to remain positive from week to week, and there's maybe a chance to get back in the squad soon again. That's why I kept silent so far.
Mm-hmm.
The German World Cup winner played in every Premier League game under Mikel Arteta until last season was The German World Cup winner played in every Premier League game under Mikel Arteta until last season was halted due to the coronavirus pandemic and has not featured since. So Arteta gave him his chance, right? It's not as if he was as soon as Arteta came in, he was frozen out of the squad. Right?
No, of course not. It's not like a Zidane situation, is it?
Yeah, he was frozen out under Emery for not being, not figuring into his plans. And Arteta's given him his chance, right? Okay, step up, get us into, Europa League place, and or get us, further as far as you can. I just don't think he's pulled his weight at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, like,
So what do we, and for the wedge that he's on, and it's like, what do we owe him, really?
Yeah, I was just looking for articles as well, and this one was kind of like, I don't know, is even Ozil's agent trying to make excuses and trying to blame Arteta for what's happened? So the title reads, Ozil's agent says Mikel Arteta has failed to be honest about player. His agent has ramped up the playmaker's dispute with Arsenal by claiming Arteta has not been truthful about the reasons for exiling him from the squad. So, from the quote, it says that they deserve an honest explanation. Not saying I failed Ozil. You didn't fail Ozil. Ozil, you failed to be fair, honest, and transparent and treat someone with respect who has a contract and was loyal all the time. Every single person outside knows he hasn't treated him fairly. He didn't give him a chance to show himself this season. If he is still under contract, the player should have the option to fight for his place. Mesut hasn't been given that. What do you say about that?
He has been given that chance. He was given that chance. Like I said, he was given that chance as soon as Arteta took over as manager, and he played him in every game. And we went on it wasn't a great run really with him and the team, and he just was, I can't remember how many assists or whatever he had last season, but it wasn't enough, and I don't know. I'm hoping that this hits the nail on the head on the whole situation, but at the same time, there's still stuff that we're being left in the dark about, like, all the stuff over the years about him having to sit out because of injury, or he broke, he supposedly, there were rumors that he had depression. There was rumors that he was, he did his back. He had a recurring back problem that wouldn't go away. And it's like, just tell us what's going on. They're being far too surreptitious and, far too undisclosing about the whole situation.
But why would they be very undisclosing about that? But as soon as something happened with Granit Xhaka, for example, it was all over the news that, Emery was offering counselling and all that kind of stuff. And, it was...
I don't know. I just... The way he's coming across to me, Ozil, is as a bit of a prima donna,
Possibly, yeah.
And the sooner he goes, the better, really. I just want this this whole free ring circus media PR Twitter shit to just end,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is what it is, and I think he'd be better off somewhere else as well. But on to a bit brighter news. I'm sure I don't know if you've heard any news about Spurs trying to offer Son a new contract.
No, I haven't actually.
So, oh, I have to subscribe to this one. I hate the Telegraph so much.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of money, incidentally, we have Nitsa JT9, who's apparently given us a donation.
Yeah, I am.
Have you got any notifications of that?
I probably do on PayPal. I'll check later, but
Yeah, but thank you very much for that. If you did,
yeah, I really appreciate it. Absolutely. All right. Well, I don't have much on the Son thing, but let's just have a look. Europa League, right? How do you feel about it so far?
Oh, I don't know. Like it was an unnecessarily laborious task beating Rapid Vienna, you know. And Leno again is proving that we probably got rid of the wrong goalkeeper.
I know. What
I don't know.
what is it about that?
This whole everyone's been trying to justify to me this whole playing from the back business. What all the top teams doing, you know, it's the modern way of going about it. It doesn't work for us. All it does is land us into trouble.
Especially when you've got like who did I see? Who was in defence for that game? It was David Luiz and who else was
David Luiz and it wasn't Rob Holding. Rob Holding's injured. It was Gabriel, I think.
Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel's showing promise from what I've seen. So, you know, all the best to him. But at the same time, I don't know. I could say that playing from the back kind of doesn't even things out enough. It doesn't allow enough creativity.
If we had a solid kind of foundation up and down the field, if we were fundamentally a good team in all areas, we could probably make that work. But the back half of our team is so shaky at the moment, and you know the goalkeeper just does not have any confidence in his defense in front of him. You can tell because essentially we were doing that whole, you know, rinky-dink, stupid passing around the box thing, you know, giving it back to Luiz, and then Luiz gives it back to Leno. Leno immediately gives it to one of the Rapid Vienna players, and they score.
Yeah. What was the score in the end?
It was 2-1 to us, but you know, we made a meal of it.
Yeah. However, I could probably give a few points from the Tottenham and Lask game. Now, I think we could have scored a few more goals because it was 3-0 to us. But at the same time, it was Carlos Vinicius' first game with us, and I think he's shown a lot of promise. I think he can do a lot better, but I think that for his first outing and getting 2 assists in, that, you know, that is the best of what we can hope from him. And from Mourinho saying post-match press conference that there is a possibility that he can play 2 up front with Kane and Carlos. That would be quite a promising forward for us as well as trying to get used to the way Carlos plays, because he's a bit more pacey kind of striker than Kane is. Kane's very much like a solid target man. He's a chance creator, all that kind of stuff. But it looks like Carlos is showing those sorts of things as well with a bit of an added pace. But Kane has got those eyes to seek out anyone in the forwards or midfields. What else happened from the game? Gareth Bale, the second goal was an own goal, and Gareth Bale kicked it and caused an own goal essentially because the defender just kicked it into the box. Lucas scored the first goal, and I've got to say, like, Lucas hasn't played very well at the start of the season, but the way that he was playing in this game and from the competition that's being shown in the, you know, from this reinforcement of the depth of the squad, it's really giving That's that
It's
sort
giving
of
him an incentive. Yeah.
the incentive that he's got to work harder. And I got to say as well, like Ben Davies was captain. I thought you'd never hear that in a million years, but he was captain. Sergio Reguilon was on the left back, and Ben Davies played centre back. And I got to say that he really showed his A game in that position, and it shows a possibility of rotation if he can play like that. Then all the more power to him for being a centre back as well as a left back. So I'm happy about the result, and I think throughout the rest of the group stages, I think it shows promise. I think the hardest game for us is going to be Ludogorets, but we'll see. And
I don't think you have a hard game, to be honest. I think you're
I think
both of our groups should be a cakewalk, really. But we made a mountain out of a molehill against Rapid Vienna. They can't be that good,
But it depends who gets knocked out of the Champions League as well, and then comes into the Europa League.
3-0 seems like an apt result, really, for a team of your caliber against Lask.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, like I just don't want. I want to at least get out of the group stage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Joe,
there's something off about our team at the moment. I can't put my finger on it. Partey looks good, which is great news.
Mm-hmm. I think we've got the depth. I think there are some players that need some toughing up, like Harry Winks. I think he's just average at this point, and with players like Ndombele and Lo Celso showing much promise, and Sissoko improving from game to game, but then he then shows a bit of decline and then more incline, and it's a bit weird with Sissoko. That's why he's like he starts and then he doesn't, and
he's inconsistent.
Yeah. Eric Dyer's currently injured, and I'd say he's our best centre back at the moment. Like compared to last year, I think he's really showed a massive improvement.
He's playing at centre back.
Yeah, he was CDM, and then he requested Jose play him at centre back because he preferred that position. And
interesting.
Yeah, it's and Joe Hart yesterday. I think he had a really good game. Like there was a belter that he saved, and he stretched like an orangutan to save it.
He actually played again.
Yeah, he played the full game.
So he's your Europa League keeper then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not bad.
But he's very.
That's the thing about Spurs. You do have good strength in depth, whereas we somehow contrived to have 5 centre backs, maybe even 6 centre backs. So I've lost count, really.
Is that trying to make up for the lack of depth?
We only have 2 because they're either all injured or ineligible.
Yeah, it's kind of like Man City last season, wasn't it? When
just typical Arsenal.
Yeah,
everyone's injured.
It kind of reminds me of Man City last season when what's his name was injured.
Stones.
No, not Stones. Well, Stones as well, but how have I owned? It's every time I go into a podcast I forget someone's name. The French centre back. Laporte, that's the one. Aymeric Laporte. And then they started playing Fernandinho in centre back, where his natural position is a defensive midfielder. And that's what the Katie's ringing me, but I'll cut it off for a bit.
Confident then Europa League?
Yeah, I am quite confident. I'm confident in this season at the moment. I think going back to the West Ham game, props. I reluctantly will talk about it, but props to West Ham for coming back at that. I think we did let the forwards down with that. With
they just got a draw against Man City.
Did they? So
they were actually leading as well.
Yeah, they have shown a lot of strength gain in this season.
It's
so
interesting. It's interesting. This is going to be one of those funny seasons where you can't tell who's going to finish where.
Yeah, because like the result yesterday at Aston Villa and Leeds, that was just insane.
That was a mad result. A Bamford hat-trick. I don't even think he's that good.
And this second goal was like an absolute belter. I looked at the highlights, and I put money down on. I think I put money down on both of them to win, so I'd get something back, because there was like it was very what's the word? It was very like the bets were kind of to your favor, I think. I bet on William Hill anyway, but I'm
not a betting guy.
I just put 10 pence in or something like that just to get
partly because I'm useless at predicting results.
Yeah, that's why. Especially with football because it's so unpredictable. But
especially this season. This season's like the most unpredictable season I can think of. Really.
Yeah, I think
everything about it is unpredictable. You know, where you don't know which player is going to be suddenly out from here to now. You know, Van Dijk being injured for. I don't know. He might be out for 8 months. I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard he's getting knee surgery. That was just if he's
getting surgery, then that definitely places a definitive long-term timestamp on his return. You know, him being out has thrown the title race wide open. I feel we have. I don't even know where we're going to finish. I don't know where Spurs are going to finish. Man City look frail at the moment.
Man City, Man U, Liverpool have now lost a key player, but we'll see how. Well, they just beat Ajax 1-0, so I think they've still got some strength here and there. They probably play Fabinho in defence, but Fabinho he's a key player as well, so in his position, so that's going to be a bit of a tough one. But Klopp is a great man, so I would strongly back him 100% if I was a Liverpool fan. I think who else? I think Burnley have got the least amount of chances at the moment because they just got no depth whatsoever. Sorry to say.
No, they're probably going to go down. I think.
Yeah, I know we've got them on Monday. I do feel sorry for them.
Be all right. You know.
Yeah, Leeds they invested a lot in the in the transfer window. Aston Villa got some key players in, so Liverpool got some things.
Villa and Everton obviously are flying high.
Yeah,
you know, so it's so unpredictable. It's like the early 80s.
Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I was saying to my colleague who's a Liverpool fan. I was saying Liverpool should have bought some sort of centre back in the in the transfer window, and he agreed because like if something happens, you haven't got that depth, and you already just sold off Lovren, who was a liability apparently for Liverpool anyway. So it seems to be, I don't know if it's that second season syndrome for Liverpool. It tends to happen. Only some clubs don't really suffer from it, like Real Madrid, but that's a different league entirely. But the Premier League is so unpredictable. So we'll see what happens, because it's just who can unlock that key to just break through everyone, and that will be the outright win. I don't think there's going to be an outright winner this season. I think it's going to be quite close.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's going to be ultra competitive, and whether we'll have any fans in by the end of the season to witness some of these matches, who knows?
Absolutely. So yeah, that's that. I don't think we've got much more football news.
I've got my metal terrace chants, as we were discussing.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So essentially, this idea came from our good friend MS Winfield on Twitch, who I'd like to think I was watching his stream and I kind of came up with it through vicariously through watching his stream. But essentially, I've come up with a bunch of stupid footballer chants based on metal songs.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to use my guitar to accompany me on this, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, I think I might join you. Have you seen this guitar that I've had? I've had this for a while now. I haven't played guitar so long, but I love the look of the asymmetrical SG sort of thing that goes with it. It's an ESP.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Oh, mine's a different tuning to you, so it won't work.
Oh God. Well, I pretty much came up with these on so spare at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll just I'll give you this for a kickoff, right?
Okay.
Just see if you recognise this song.
Serenade me.
I'm serenading KB. Let me take my watch off.
It's timeless.
This song I like to think contains two of your favourite things, KB.
And then I don't feel so bad.
Two of KV's favourite things. Anyway, so here's something I came up with on spur of the moment.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Oh wait, that's 3.
Is that Louis Armstrong?
I see sex and drugs and rock and roll, and I think to myself, what a fucking weird trip.
Oh my god. Right, I'm just going to launch into it to save you from interrupting any further.
I finished.
Ah, good. I'm glad. Here's Son with a pass to Kane. We have scored again. Jose, we now want you to stay. Remain, Jose. Do you recognise that one?
Oh, Jose Mourinho.
Well, yeah, obviously you recognise lyrical content, but do you recognise the song?
Is this something by Green Day?
No. Well, I've acoustified it, right? So it's probably thrown you for a loop. It's Black Flame by Bury Tomorrow.
Oh, is it? So do it again?
Yeah. Here's Son with a pass to Kane. We have scored again. Jose! Yeah, he'll let you do the scream.
Shall I do that? You do the... you do the... Yeah, and then I'll do the scream. Let me just... There we go.
With Kane. I need to come up with the rest of the words, but that's basically the chorus of it.
I've warmed up. So... It only took me a second.
Right. Here's Son with a pass to Kane. We have scored again.
Rosie!
It's so out of alignment. I don't think it's going to work, to be fair.
Remain!
Do you like that, though?
Yeah,
I came up with that spare. So that's two of your favourite things: Bury Tomorrow and Tottenham Hotspur.
Absolutely, I'm loving this already. Keep going.
Okay. Just. That's it. Right. Rodri's now out. He's injured. He's down. Back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Rodri's now out. He's injured. He's down. Back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Phil Foden. Phil Foden.
What?
Again. Yeah. Phil Foden.
Black hole Son, won't you come?
Nice.
And score another brace. Black hole Son, won't you come? Won't you score? Black hole Son.
I think I know that one, actually.
What, you know the... In my eyes, I see Son gonna pass
the ball to Kane.
And then he sees past the net, and my voice is cracking.
Yeah. I also have a Tool-inspired song.
Oh, okay.
For Arsenal.
Have you got a disturbing music video to go along with it?
Not quite, but this is based on the song Anima or Enema by Tool.
I know the party hits because I watched him score.
No, that's Schism.
I know.
Do you know what? Do you know Enema? Enema?
Yeah.
Right, so. Some say the end is near. Some say Ozil will leave us soon. Certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this bullshit. Gone. No. Saurus. Sideshow of
Every fucking time!
yeah.
Any fucking day!
That's one I come up with so far. Oh, Murray, man. Hey, he says he's not going to be able to get that Phil Foden song out of his head now. You're welcome.
Phil Foden. What?
Foden.
Ah, that's wonderful.
Here's another one.
Oh, yes.
Respect Walker.
I knew you was going to do that. I knew it was going to be fucking Carl Walker.
I'm sorry. These are all rubbish. Right, okay. I do have more. Yeah, no, don't worry. This bullshit is not over yet.
Got here with a hurricane.
Nice. There's got to be a song with hurricane, a metal. Oh, rock you like a hurricane.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Here I am.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah, he did score today, Murray, man.
Nice.
Foden.
Foden.
More apt. Right. So living through his darkest days, Maguire burns always.
No, that's the best one.
That's the best one so far. Oh, I'm glad you're. I just need to figure out the chords to this one. Oh yeah, here we go. So Kane is passing to Son. Oh, Kane is passing to Son. Oh, Kane is passing to Son. It looks so strong, so delicate.
Delicate shot. Who are you, Martin Tyler?
Yeah. Oh, delicate shot there in the box.
One team on their game today and the other very off colour.
Oh, yeah. Those FIFA sound bites is all he's ever going to be known for now.
But all credit to those who are racking up the goals.
Yeah. So, how about do you know Breaking Benjamin at all?
Diary of Jane. That's the most.
Do you know Sooner or Later?
No, I don't.
Sooner or later, it's navigator. Go ahead and pass towards
I don't even need to know the song.
Sooner or later. Let me start that again, because I know the key that's in now. Sooner or later, it's navigator. Go ahead and pass towards Monday. Then on Usala, be a good pal, huh? Go ahead and score a goal for me. There we go.
Oh, yes.
Liverpool-centric one.
I'm just trying to look at the catchiest metal songs to see if there is any other ones.
I have one more. Don't worry, I've got one more.
Right.
I just need to figure out the chords to it. Screw it. I'm just going to look it up. Talk amongst yourself.
Okay. Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah, Murray man. Have, see if you can think of one. Then I'll see if I can play it on the next episode. But I'm gonna continue with this. I feel like this is a good idea.
Who's actually stepping in for? Oh, no.
Here we go. That's the one. Here we go. This is probably my best one. I push my fingers. No, that's the real version. Sorry. I'm passing the ball towards Van Dijk.
He's the only one
to slowly stop the goals. It's a penalty. He's not gonna take it. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. I'll be back with more of that probably next week. But I'll put some more effort into it.
I'll come up with some as well.
Yeah, see if you can come up with some, and see if you can play some guitar to it. Actually, KB, because I haven't heard you play guitar that much.
I don't think you want to hear me play guitar.
No.
Nah.
I mean, if I like serenaded you with that bullshit, I'm sure that you're able to, play to that level.
Okay. All right. I'll bring my harp in for next week.
Yeah, bring your harp in. It's just a shame that there's so much latency between Zoom calls because it'd be great if we could do like a kind of thing together.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
I might come up with some more lyrics actually for that Black Flame one because that has potential.
Then we can.
Here I stand alone.
We could even just make like standalone YouTube videos of like football chants.
Oh yeah, totally. We should totally do that.
Like Jared Dines sort of style videos or something like that.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So
where are we now?
We're at Borat.
Yes. Yes. So, KB, you actually watched Borat 2 the other day.
I did. Ignore the title because we want to keep it lighthearted. But yeah. Borat 2 I watched yesterday, and in terms of whether it's better or worse than the first one, I don't know if you can really directly compare it because the idea of the Borat sequel is something that it takes on what America is today, and as well it puts Borat in a completely different spin of things. Like in the first movie, you had him like optimistic to learn new culture, the Western culture and things like that, but in this one it's more I don't know how much I can explain the plot without spoiling it, but just to say he's not there on his own free will this time, so it puts a new spin on things. And the whole idea of changing it up with the side character, did the trailer explain his side character?
Well, it's his daughter, wasn't it?
It's his daughter, yeah. So the plot is that his daughter, Kazakhstan has ordered him to give his daughter up as a gift to Donald Trump, to be free from the jails of Kazakhstan, essentially. Otherwise, they'll kill him, and they explain very explicitly how they're going to do that. But it's also placed in the time that the COVID is in place and things like that. So you do have people like interacting with Borat and saying, "Step away from me," and blah blah blah. And it's got some new ideas of how to shock people. And there's this, even though it shows.
That really intrigues me, that what you said just then, new ideas to shock people, because I feel like there's very little people can be shocked by nowadays.
Yeah, but I love the way that Borat does it, is in a sense of he puts it into the narrative, like uniquely blends it in. So you've got the prank segments, but then you've got it adding up to the story as well, and it has got a bit of a more wholesome story to it as well, in its own interesting way, which I like. And obviously we don't want to give too much away about the film. I mean, I haven't seen it. I'll probably watch it at some point, but yeah. So you think it's ultimately a successful endeavor? I would say so. Yeah, there will be people who say, as in like, that it doesn't hold up the same novelty as the first, but that's always a given whenever a sequel is done. But people said the same thing about Bruno, and now these days Bruno is seen as something completely separate to Borat in its own right. Same with The Dictator, same with Brothers Grimsby. It's just the diverse comedy that Sacha Baron Cohen puts onto the table.
Personally, I think I would consider him like a national treasure.
Absolutely, yeah. And I wouldn't go into this expecting it to be subpar in terms of racism and sexism and all sorts of those things, but I don't really see it as, being intentionally racist or things like that. I think it's trying to bring that racism and sexism out of people, like you see in some parts of the film. So it's like an exposure flick in that sense.
It's the argument I have about things like Little Britain or Team America.
Yeah.
As well. You're not laughing because it's racist. You're laughing at the stereotypes.
Yeah. There was some parts where I did think that they kind of blurred the lines a bit, like on Come Fly With Me with the two Japanese girls.
Oh yeah.
That was a bit like
that's
not
time, all that stuff, but
yeah. But in that sense, like, you watch it knowing that the characters in it aren't actually, the people who play them aren't racist or sexist or anything like that. They're playing to the ignorance of it, if that makes sense. And that's the irony. That's the irony of watching it. I think that's what 2020 doesn't really get.
That's the whole point. That was like what the first Borat movie did. It was playing on the ignorant attitudes of some sectors of the American South.
Mm-hmm.
And he was manipulating those views to his advantage and creating comedy out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I remember
obviously if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, I rewatched Borat 1 before I went into this, and I
feel like that was probably a good idea.
Yeah, it still carries that I think it still carries the novelty, because it's not like the character has been completely redundant. They've added something new to the character, and a new sort of environment for him to be in. Like, if there was like a sequel the following year after the first one was released, then that would be different. But it's put Borat in a completely new setting, but you still see a lot of the sort of like it shows in the actual article here of an ultimately inspiring America. And I'll spoil one funny thing that was said at the beginning, just for like, he's like, since I've been away from America, I've heard that an evil man has taken over and spread his influence, Barack Obama. And that in itself is just, I love how I love it. But yeah, I think it's so worth a watch, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, then it's on there.
Actually, and I think I will. Yeah, and I'll maybe give you my thoughts about it next.
Yeah. Week. So when you go into this, expect that those absolutely absurd and hilarious moments. Expect some cringy moments. Expect some gross moments as well. There's like one or two of those. Film, really, absolutely, yeah. And there's one, you'll see one joke in there that is carried on from the first one. I'll give you a cookie if you can point out to me which one that is. But yeah, absolutely, I couldn't recommend it enough. Sacha Baron Cohen has just really he's pushed the envelope for what the character of Borat can do and how he can evolve. And it's not just a flick of just the jokes involved. It's about building a story around this parody character.
Do you think there's a kind of, you feel like there's a kind of subtext, like a kind of satirical but optimistic subtext to take away from this?
Absolutely, because the character of Borat, he goes up to people and sort of provokes a racist response from them, or a sexist one from a lot of the people you saw in the previous film, and it's kind of putting them on a pedestal that they think that they are good to be on, but being in the movie, from people watching it, you see how much of a twat they are, essentially. So I like how it exposes that, in a sense. and it does show some realization for the character of Borat. So yeah, absolutely, it's
Good stuff. All right. Well, Borat 2 out on Amazon Prime at the moment, and I will watch it.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Okay, well, that's that. And then we have got... So last week we had a Ask Reddit segment where it was called "What is considered normal in your country but crazy everywhere else?" So we're kind of bringing a bit of a more of a discussion into the podcast to allow people to interact, and we interact ourselves and bring something forward to the table. So the one I've got here is... for this week is what never stopped being cool. So, have you got any ideas, Rob, of what you think never stopped being cool?
What never stopped being cool? It's weird. The first thing that sprung into my mind was Batman.
Oh yeah, Batman is he's always going to be cool, even if Robin gets introduced as a standalone character.
Ever since I watched like the animated series when I was really young. I just thought he was always the coolest superhero, you know?
It's that he's realistic as well, isn't he? You know, and a lot of his stuff comes from... Yeah, and he's not like an emo character.
Think, you know, everyone, you know, there's question marks over whether Robert Pattinson's the right guy, but after seeing his performance in The Lighthouse, which I'm going to keep going on about and keep blowing my trumpet of, he's definitely a good candidate for me.
For me, what never stopped being cool is putting up a poster of Pele in your bedroom. I mean,
random.
I was just thinking of just random things football wise, and I think, you know, the icon that is Pele.
I probably need time to think on this one. I could give you an answer next week about it, but for now, what never stopped being cool?
Oh, Black Sabbath songs.
Oh wow, that's a
timeless,
shout,
absolutely timeless Black Sabbath songs. You know, I think
Metallica songs, I would say. Well, early Metallica stuff. You know, as kind of the production on Kill 'Em All and Ride Lightning may seem to be a bit antiquated by now.
Yeah,
they are. Let's face it, they are nearly 40 years old. So, but they just always sound quite timeless to me.
Absolutely,
music is a timeless thing. You know. Certain music will never stop being cool to me.
Absolutely, except doom music for me, but Black Sabbath is an exception. That's just me being opinionated. Happy days. Yes. Okay.
And, it's also us just thinking about these things off the top of our head, but what do the Redditors say?
The Redditors. Yes, that is what I was going to go on to. So the first person with the top comment says, being the guy out of the group that waits for you when you have to stop and tie your shoe. Oh, don't get me started on the people who, like, you know, I'd be somewhere and I'd say, oh, I just got to go to the toilet. Can you wait for me here? And they say, yeah, sure. And I don't know. I think they were following some sort of butterfly or something. But when I come out of the toilet, they're gone. And then I give them a grilling and like, where were you? It's like, you were taking too long. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're not my friend when I become an adult.
I end up walking quite fast in comparison to... I'm quite a fast walker in comparison to my mates.
Yeah.
So if they kind of get left behind, I'm usually the one that's going, oh, come on, you're being too slow. You know?
I know. I think is that why I crawl on four legs, to be faster when I'm walking with you at download?
Sure.
No, that was the steel toe boots. Would be just heavy. I think like... It gave me a bit of anxiety though, the leaving me behind sort of thing, because when I was at Sonosphere 2014, I had that thought in my head. The people I was with, I said, "Oh, I have to go somewhere. Can you wait here?" And I already had it in my head that they were just not going to be there when I came back. So, you know, it's that preemptive curing my anxiety sort of thing, or depression or whatever. But they actually waited, and I was like, "Am I on Mars right now?" So yeah, there's that. So that's interesting. Got to view the entire discussion. 64 packs of crayons. I don't know if I agree with that one, because I don't color anything anymore. If I doodle in my notebook, it's all going to be colored in pen.
They're saying that's never stopped being cool.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, that's witty responses with confidence. Like just going to a stand-up show or something.
Yeah. I mean, you were a stand-up for a brief period of time. Do you ever get heckled? Dealt with hecklers?
I think I can't remember because like a lot of the times when I've been on stage, because I haven't done it for very long, I tend to black out and just recite my lines.
Ah.
But
So if I go, oh you shit, KV, you don't know how to deal with it.
I don't. Not right now. I don't. I'm not in the mood to do stand up. But I would.
Yeah, what's your response with confidence? I always like it when someone thinks, I've got you there, ha, and then you end up going, oh yeah, well, you can talk, you did this and that, and they go, yeah, fair enough.
That's the thing. You've got to, if someone says you're shit, but you don't know anything about them, you've got to ask them questions about their life, like what do you do, or what's your name, some sort of thing. Find something to catch out. So if I say to you, like, you say you're shit, and I say, oh, what do you do for a living then? What's your name? And you're like, oh, my name's Rob. I'm a bus driver. I'm like, okay, well, how many people did you drop off to be here? That sort of thing. So that's not the best example I can come up with, but it's
such an anti-joke that I can't help but laugh.
I suppose I am a bit of an awkward comedian, so there is that. Moving on, being the type of person who is kind without trying to get recognised for it. You mean the actual nice guy, essentially?
Well, someone who doesn't, like that springs to mind. People who film themselves giving money to homeless.
Yeah, that, or the people who are actually nice to women, for example, not to get into their pants, but because they're just a generally nice person.
Yeah,
that's the example I can come up with. But yeah, I mean,
I like that I like that person who kind of he pays for something. He pays for your drink at the bar, and oh yeah, cheers man, I owe you one. He goes, oh no, don't mention it.
Yeah, exactly. If I lend 50p to someone, they say, oh, I'll pay you back. I'm like, dude, it's 50p. Don't worry about it. It depends. If I was like, if I needed my money back, then it would be a different story, because I gotta put myself first in that situation. But that's the thing. Like you can't really lend money out to people if you don't have money yourself.
Totally.
But yeah, essentially that's all good. The other side of the pillow.
I mean, that will never go out of style.
As long as the other side of the pillow is not flat, that's okay with me. So
the other side of the pillow, will never stop being cool. I see what they've done there.
Yeah,
very good.
The little black dress. What?
The little black dress.
I guess this is.
Oh god, we're not going on to that debate about whether it's white and gold or blue and black or whatever it is again.
I remember it being blue, but I don't know. That's me. Outer space.
Yanni and what was it? Yanni and that voice clip where you hear two different sayings.
Oh, Yanni or Laurel.
Yanni or Laurel.
Yeah.
I know you did a parody video of that.
Yeah. I saw another one where it was just like the guy was saying, is it Yanni or Laurel? And he just kept saying penis, penis, penis. If you hear penis, that means you're gay.
Yeah.
No, so the next one is outer space. I remember being on just a binge watch on YouTube of learning, like, Googling what would happen if you fell into Jupiter and all that kind of stuff. And I just couldn't get enough of it. Now it's just all Harry Potter lore, but I miss those times.
Yeah, outer space. It's always. I don't mind my sci-fi movies. They always have a kind of timeless quality to them.
Yeah, I think Murray might say, "When in doubt, say penis."
Yeah, of course, and he also says Laurel. So I don't know what, I can't remember what I heard. I'm gonna have to listen to that audio clip again.
And I really don't want to create a debate out of it.
Yeah. Just to interject quickly, he also says he has "I'm Broken" by Pantera to Phil Foden. So
I'm Foden.
Foden.
That's just a gloating chant. That's what you just pick up the microphone at a post-match interview and just go, "I'm Foden."
Makes him sound a bit simian and caveman-y. I'm Foden. Foden score goals.
No, that would be Salah on the microphone.
Oh, come on. Right, next. Let's move on quickly.
Yeah, obviously, we gotta move on, obviously. The word cool. Really?
Yeah, I still use cool. I always say cool, as a matter of fact. It's like, yeah, cool.
I say nice or awesome.
I say nice one a lot. Like, if I was to set up a Twitch channel and I got channel points involved somehow, or commands involved, I would have a command for every time I say nice one.
Katie watches Below Deck, and it shocks me that still to this day people say amazeballs.
People don't say amazeballs, do they?
If they do, that's wondering what size was the wrench that they got hit with on the head.
No, that's one of those phrases that only exists on the internet. You never say it in everyday conversation.
Well, there must be Wi-Fi on that boat. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Dude, yeah, I use dude all the time. I interchange between dude, mate, pal.
I don't think I ever say dude. I say mate or man or
man, yeah,
twat or.
Well, I feel weird saying man. I don't know. Like, I'm not that hippie.
This 100%, that would be good if I actually could do a trick shot, but not looking at something you destroyed or did a trick shot with.
I don't think I've ever done that before. A trick shot.
It's like
it's the most satisfying thing ever.
Watch this as I throw a shot ball into the TV. Not even going to look at it. But I do need to pay £500 for a new one.
It's a win-win situation, I find, if you're doing like a TikTok video or something to do with the trick shot, because you get it and everyone goes, "Oh, that's awesome," and you miss it, everyone laughs at it. So I feel like it can be a win-win situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you remember that guy who was like filming himself throwing his toothbrush into the pot, and he wasn't looking at it, but then one time he actually got it in, and he could see it in the mirror, and he was like, "Oh, that's in."
That's the thing. You can't play it cool if you actually get it in.
Yeah.
I find like if you play it cool when you miss something, it's a lot funnier than if you play it cool when you actually get it in.
There was like a TikTok trend where people were like, for example, this guy had a baseball bat and he was hitting the basketball with the baseball bat, so he'd land it into the hoop. But instead, it would be a fake out, and he would turn around instantly and hit the ball at the camera. And people do that. They're like, "Oh, I'm about to score a goal." They turn around and kick it at the camera. It's funny.
Wait, what else?
Tony Hawk. I'm not into skateboarding, and I think he's cool. I mean, he's always just doing all those like the loop or the spiral or something like that. That spiral looked like it. Whenever you fall, it hurts.
I can see Dave Grohl in that conversation as well. Yeah, I'd agree. He's always been perpetually cool to me.
Yeah.
Just as both looking wise, music wise, and personality wise.
My friend who's a massive fan of them. My friend who's a massive fan of them. Who, when they said they were doing a UK tour, and only just like had 2 stadium Wembley tickets, £100 plus. He was like, "Nah, you're taking the piss, mate." But besides from that, absolutely.
It's weird. Well, Jack Black, yeah. I mean, he's always had that same style of comedy, but he has plenty of detractors.
Yeah, kind of myself included, but
no, right. Well, I'm a fan.
Jim Carrey would be the one for me.
See, he's definitely stopped being cool in the last few years, according to some people.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I think, revived his career.
Yeah, I know, but him as a person, you know, we won't get into it, but, you know, him as a person, he's done some questionable things.
Bob Ross!
Bob Ross. I didn't really know Bob Ross until he was a meme. You know, that's one of the things in the UK. We never had, you know, the joy of painting over here.
For me, Pokemon. For me, it would be Lego. It sparks. Nah, I can't say Lego personally because like I never really got into Lego or Mega Bloks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just not a building kind of person. Because first it was Lego, now it's Minecraft, so I guess I could disagree with that. The Dark Side of the Moon.
No, if they're talking about Pink Floyd, they can F right off.
No, they might be talking about Mulan.
Pink Floyd, most overrated band of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, these are just some half-assed replies now, like confidence. Right, like, really, can't be creative with it. The S you drew on all your binders.
Right, we're really getting into desperate territory here. I think we should probably...
Yeah, it's just becoming a bit too far-fetched now. So, that's the end of the segments that we've got on a very good note. But we're gonna jump right on to listen to this. So we've got something new that has been requested by a user named Michael Beddow. So amazing thanks for that, amazeballs.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Absolutely. So I haven't learned much about this band. Just trying to check to see when they formed and stuff like that. So they're not very old, but like 1998 they formed they're a French death grind band, comprising of vocalist Julien Truchen, I hope I pronounced that right, guitarist Emmanuel Dahl, Fabien Fac Desgardens, and bassist Pierre Arnoux, and drummer Kevin Paradis. And they've released 8 studio albums. So the song that we've been requested is a song known as Reptillian. And if I can stall for a bit, and
so this is from their album Necrobreed, which came out in 2017. Again, I know nothing about this band whatsoever. They've actually had an album that came out this year, which is called Obscene Repressed.
Oh, right, okay. Interesting.
And, I'm noticing on Spotify, in terms of the bands that people like as well as this, you have your Decapitated, Dying Fetus, Abortin, Misery Index, Hate Eternal, Suffocation. So yeah, we're definitely Cryptopsy, Cattle Decap. So we're definitely getting into the sort of harder side of metal here.
Yeah, like I can't complain about Cattle Decap. I think they're brilliant. But well, let's hear what we've got ourselves in for with this one. So whenever you're ready, Rob, have you got it in front of you?
I'm doing it on Spotify. Are you doing it on YouTube?
No, Spotify as well.
All right, cool. Okay, so this is Reptillian by Benighted. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, there you go. That's one way to start.
Well then, it's got a nice tone to it actually. Quite loud, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually digging this.
Yeah.
Like, it throws it on your face, but man. Oh, there you go.
Kick squeals. I'm not used to kick squeals.
I can't do it. I do love the variation in the vocals. Or that drummer giving the metal.
I wonder how many singers they have. You can't help but pull this. One of those songs you can't help but pull. That's the face when you're listening to it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, bit of tech death.
It's just like a straightforward, all-in-your-face kind of song.
Yeah.
I have to listen to more of these guys' stuff because I'm really digging this. I just love that bit. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh yes.
I like that riff.
Ooh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? This kind of reminds me of Carcass, this bit.
Yeah, slightly. There's a lot of stuff going on with this. There's a lot of different sections.
So
that was quite something.
That was something, but I mean that in a positive way, personally, for me, because like I was. It just started off strong and then transitioned into really interesting riffs and
pretty relentless. I would say.
That's a very good word for it.
I would use to describe that song. I don't know. I've never really gravitated towards that kind of vocal, that sort of vocal style.
I think at least personally, it wasn't in the full song for me. I think
I like the fact. I do like the fact that it wasn't within the full song, and they actually there's some vocal acrobatics going on. We had like high screams, low screams. We had gutturals. We had bloody, pig squeals, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't fault it for variety whatsoever.
Yeah, I listened to a band called Aborted, and it kind of reminded me of that sort of same thing. Like it's just got really different things going on.
They're actually the second band on their Spotify that Spotify recommends to listen to if you like Benighted.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to them in a bit.
So that was Reptillian by Benighted. It wasn't actually from their most recent album, but thank you very much for that request, Michael Bedeau. We appreciate that. Sorry if I'm butchering your surname. I don't know. I like the music. I'm just that vocal style.
'Twas no hyper pig squeal. Absolutely, you just can't beat that. Can you?
Nothing will ever be a hyper pig squeal, Murray man. You're quite right.
I do like that EP. Is it an EP or an album?
It's an EP, yeah.
An EP, yeah. Anyway,
maybe we should make this the new, because Bees is retiring. Hyper for the month of November. Maybe we should make that tune the new hyper.
What? What? The Reptillian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blow everyone's head off. Yeah.
Okay, let's go with that. So Rob,
can I just say actually as well before we go on, I thought the drums were quite good in that song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's usually what you get in a lot of like death metal kind of stuff. The drums.
I haven't really been that analytical about this song, other than like the music, not fan of the vocals. I like the variety. I like the fact that it had several different sections, isn't it? It wasn't just a typical verse, chorus, verse. There's a bit of technical, genty, death style guitaring going on in there. And very much reminds me of Anna and the Frack, that kind of a very abrasive sounding death metal.
Okay, so Rob,
yes,
my recommendation for you. So
yes, Holding
Absence recently came out with a new song, followed from their promotions on Facebook that we covered in last week's podcast. So they look to be in colour now, essentially, which is their stance has always been everything black and white and stuff. So they've
changed. They look like they've changed their style completely. Just going from the promo photo. They've all. Lucas is wearing a nice polo neck shirt.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a bit of a trend at the moment, because Ollie Sykes in the promo for that new Bring Me song, he's wearing a polo neck cardigan type deal.
Yeah,
So I don't know, is metal going all sort of American Gothic on us?
I don't know. I'm still wearing my Iron Maiden shirt.
Yeah. But your girlfriend showed you this song.
Yeah,
Line, right?
yeah. So it's
Holding
absence.
Explain, by the way, to the audience that KB has some connections to the members of Holding Absence.
Yeah, but for discretion and things like that, I can't reveal too much.
Of course,
I can't reveal what the album entails and stuff like that. I haven't even listened to the full album.
I'm just saying,
but,
you know the guys.
Yeah, so that's fine. So they're going with something a bit different with this album. So I don't really think there's much to explain about it. It's just more of those things you have to hear to believe, more or less.
All right, then.
But they're based in Cardiff or all around. So yeah, absolutely. So this new song is called Beyond Belief, and it's going to be on their new album, The Greatest Mistake of My Life. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
I will say, I'm very much looking forward to this. Ooh, I like that. Very atmospheric. So I'm glad they haven't lost that touch.
Yeah, so they're going for a bit of like a more... Well, they've always been atmospheric, but you know.
This kind of reminds me of something like Embrace or Doves. You know, like that very expansive kind of alternative rock sound. They've always been quite post-hardcore, haven't they, in their vocal delivery? I would say.
I think the mixing's a lot better in this. I think this chorus is quite catchy.
I like that because it's, you know, it's got a kind of a pop punky vibe, that chorus, but the music itself kind of really complements it. I know Lucas has always been a great singer. I'm not sure how far he's got his venture into kind of pop punky territory. That chorus, I would place in that camp.
I think their songwriting is improving, you know, song by song and album by album.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm digging this, I've got to say. I like it more than Birdcage and Gravity.
Yeah.
For their other two videos that they released. This has got a very much kind of post Britpop-y feel, you know, like just in Britpop's kind of dying days when you had bands like, as I mentioned earlier, Embrace and Dubs and Gay Dad and bands that relied on its expansiveness. You know, dare I say, early Coldplay as well.
Okay.
I mean, I can hear that, you know, X and Y era Coldplay.
I was speaking with Bethan yesterday, and well, Katie was, and I was saying that it gives me a bit of an Angels and Airwaves vibe.
Oh, that's a shout, yeah. I've never listened to it. Nice. Yeah, I've never listened to Angels and Airwaves.
No?
Tom's whole aliens vibe. Yeah, this is a hook. This is a definite hook, this chorus.
It's definitely different to what I've...
It's a bit more metal, yeah. A bit less metal.
I like the lead as well. I think that's Scott on the lead.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's a good hook. It's a good hook. I like it more than, like I said, I liked it more than Birdcage and Gravity. I feel like for Birdcage and Gravity, they kind of really put forward their kind of more popular sensibilities, whereas this one is a bit more restrained to me and a bit more, but in a good way. You know, it's sort of it allows a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is partially helped by the music, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I like the sort of albums with like more variation on it, but still keeps a consistency, if you get what I mean. And I think this sounds like this album is going to have that kind of stuff on it.
Yeah, well, I'm all for that. I was a big fan of their self-titled. In fact, I went to the HMAs last year, and Lucas was there, and I may have drunkenly gone up to him and said, "Oh, you Lucas for holding absence." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh man, I love your self-titled album. It's so amazing." He was like, "All right, leave me alone now."
Did he say?
No. But he was very thankful for that. He's a nice guy, Lucas.
Yeah,
and he's clearly still got the pipes available at his disposal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just like the expansive atmosphericness of it. I like the fact there's not too many guitars in this one.
Yeah, but like you can hear the guitars, but it allows breathing room for a lot more to happen as well.
I have a feeling this might be on New Music Saturday this evening, so it'll be interesting to see what Bees and his crew make of it. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a divider, you know,
possibly
because of the lack of the guitars or any kind of breakdown of some sort.
I know, but I guess like
I like it.
Well, if they like Teenage Wrist and Silver Spoon, then
yes,
you know,
yeah, there we go. Yeah, very much that kind of shoegazy sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Well.
So anyway, Rob, your song for moi.
Yes. So that was Holding Absence, and Beyond Belief. I will be looking at their upcoming album, The Greatest Mistake of My Life, with great interest. It's coming out next year, I believe. But my song for KB, right? Raging Speedhorn, a band that have been around for around about 2 decades now. They've been in it for the long old haul. Long old haul? That's a bit of a Freudian slip. Long old haul. Sorry. They originated in Corby, Northamptonshire in 1998, and they split up in 2008. But now they're back again. And it's their first studio album in 4 years.
Okay.
Some time, I would say. This band, I guess, have kind of were progenitors of sludgecore, which is a sort of, you have sludge metal and nu metal combined in a way. This actually, I would not define this song as that particular genre. This has a far more kind of stonery metal vibe, which I always like. This song was played on New Music Saturday a few weeks back, and I was blown away by it. It just did not sound how I expected it to sound, you know?
Yeah.
In a good way. But so this band has Daniel Cook, Frank Regan on vocals, James Palmer on guitar, David Leeson on guitar, Andy Gilmore on bass, Gordon Morrison on drums. This is from the album that dropped yesterday, I believe, or the day before, called Hard to Kill. This is the title track from it.
Okay.
So, KB, kindly load up that song, please.
I've already got it right in front of me, yo.
I already got it right in front of you.
All locked up and ready to load.
See, that accent very much lends itself to this song you're about to hear.
Okay.
Got a very southern metal kind of vibe about it. But anyway, so this is Raging Speedhorn, Hard to Kill. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I already like it.
instant, isn't it? Sledgehammers you in the face.
I love that riff. I don't even know what notes I'm playing. I love that distortion in the vocals as well. Is this what Beartooth was inspired of?
Yeah, it's got a driving. Oh, I love that. Very stonery, isn't it? Very
Yeah.
Driving stonery metal.
And a bit of like a Motorhead vibe in there as well.
Yeah. I'd see that. I would say kind of Super Suckers or a band like that. They're kind of cowpunky almost vibe with that.
I love the band name, Raging Speedhorn.
Yeah, it is a euphemism. It's apparently it's when amphetamines cause an erection. It's a raging speedhorn. I'm sure if I'm even making that up now. I think that's genuinely the reason why it's called that. I just love the sludginess of the vocals, but counteracting with the more kind of hard rock melodic riffage that's going on. And this song has riffs for days, you know? This would be a great song for my gym playlist.
It's very much that jump up and down song. Well, it's this part at least. This would beat me on the treadmill.
Yeah, right. No, this song very much lends itself to that sort of that vibe. I feel like you can run, take over the world. You know?
Oh yes.
Ha.
That's black. That's like very Blackstone Cherry sort of thing.
Yeah. Mentioning all these southern bands, you know, southern rock bands.
And drop D is drop D flat or drop C sharp is a great tuning for southern music, which I think that was there.
I don't know what tuning that was in, but that was Raging Speedhorn Arctic. What are your initial thoughts about that?
I pretty much enjoyed it all the way through. I was I think is something that I'll definitely check out more of as well. Couldn't get enough of it, and the
video is great as well. The music video has like footage of like car crashes and things, and
oh, nice.
It very much complements the music. Very much complements it, you know.
Okay,
but really, for my mind, Raging Speedhorn in the past, whenever I've listened to them, they don't sound anything like that.
Yeah,
they're a lot more kind of abrasive and new metal-y sounding, but this one actually kind of has a southern stoner rock sensibility in the riffage on this.
Okay.
And I just think it's really, really catchy. I'd place this easily in one of my favorite tunes of this year.
Yeah. Okay. I'll yeah, it was just solid all round, and then I like those songs with something unexpected to come straight after, like that chugging riff at the end.
Good stuff. All right, well, that was from their album that came out a few days ago called Hard to Kill. I'm definitely going to check out the rest of this album, and you should too. Raging Speedhorn.
Awesome. Happy days. Okay, so would you rather number 10? Bloody hell.
Oh dear. Number 10, right. Okay, dokie artichoke. So basically I have a list from signupgenius.com of 100 would you rather questions. I get KB to pick a number between 1 and 100, and we discuss the resulting would you rather question within. So please, KB, give me a number between 1 and 100.
10.
10, considering we're on episode 10. Would you rather work more hours per day but fewer days, or work few hours per day but more days?
Oh, I would go with more hours every day but fewer days.
That's interesting. I mean, I've been in that situation. That's the thing about it. When I was working freelance, I would do 12-hour shifts, but it would be in sort of a block of sort of 4 days on, 4 days off.
Yeah,
So I've more or less done both of these things.
Yeah. I just feel like if I was to work more days, I feel like I wouldn't get enough resting time, not enough time to recharge. At least, I mean, along with 12 hours, I imagine there's going to be more room for sort of breaks and things like that.
It's an interesting question, isn't it? It's an interesting thing. It depends how much I was getting paid, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, what time would you start, do you think? Like, start at 9 or start at 8 and then finish at 8? Or would you start at 6 a.m. and finish, it is one of those things.
I've done the whole starting at 6 a.m. I've done a shift where I've worked from 8 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've done an overnight shift.
Oh, how do you find that compared to working in the day?
Very kind of lonely. There's like only 4 of us in the whole building, and you take a walk, and obviously there's no one around. This is when I was working on Strictly at the BBC, and there'd be a 24-hour Tesco over the road that I would go to at stupid o'clock in the morning.
That would be my dream come true.
It was all right at first, but actually I preferred the overnight shifts because I don't know, something about the solitude of it. Not having the stresses of working during the day in a busy office.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd order an Indian or something like that.
I think I would. So fewer days work, but more hours.
Oh, actually, no, less hours. So what are we talking? Are we talking 6? Are we like adding up to 40? For just talking examples. So 4 days on, 4 days off. Would that be 12 hours? No, that would be 10 hours, wouldn't it? Did you say it was 12 hours? Did you say, sorry?
No, it was 12 hours. So 8 to 8.
Right.
So so 12 hours, and then 24, then
36.
36.
So that would be 3 days every week if you were talking like adding up to 40. Yeah, that would be like 3 days on and then 5 days off.
I don't want to get into the maths of it. Basically, I think I would rather work fewer hours per day.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know why. I feel like like.
To be honest, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my mind because, like, if you work fewer hours per day, you'd have plenty of time.
There is a point in my working day where my brain kind of shuts off, and you kind of just I've given all that I have to give, And if there's fewer hours in that day, you'll go, oh, phew, I've only got 1 hour. Whereas if you're working 12-hour shifts and you sort of hit the wall,
yeah.
Work,
do you find that
on hour 7 or 8, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah. Do you find that as well? Like, if you were to work less hours, you'd actually get more done? That effect?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's an added incentive, to get everything wrapped up.
Yeah, I would go for that then. So we're both in agreement.
So we're both in agreement with fewer hours, but more days.
Yeah. If the worst came to worst, then by all means.
I'd have to go with that. Yeah. Right. Another number then, please.
100.
100. Would you rather have a family of 12 children or never be able to have any children at all? Well, that's easy.
Never be able to have children is...
Never be able to have children.
That's definitely. Just... No. Just no. No.
What are you saying no to? What, the 12 children? Or
12 children.
No, you couldn't deal with 12 children.
Unless... Oh, no, I was going to say something very, very offensive there. So let's leave that out. I was on about like getting benefits, but yeah.
Yeah. What do you think Kate would want?
Same as me. I don't think
no children at all.
Or well, no children but a puppy.
Ah, right. Yeah. What if you have 12 puppies? Do you think you'll be able to do it?
No. I think the maximum for me would be 3.
Yeah.
I'm not having 12 puppies. Can you imagine like a bathtub full of piss? That would just be not nice.
But what would the benefit of having 12 children be ever?
Benefits. That's about it, really.
Yeah, but what? How would that like make your life any easier?
It wouldn't. You know, I don't. There's some people, and you know, all the power to them, but they're obsessed with having kids.
Yeah, I mean, the not having children at all thing. You know, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner or whoever that wants to have kids,
but
and you physically can't, that might put your relationship in jeopardy. You know,
I feel like it would be more beneficial.
I'm playing devil's advocate here because the answer is obviously no children at all.
But I feel like there would be like having 12 kids. You probably wouldn't have enough time to work or whatever, unless you're in a mansion or something like that. And you're just putting the society at a risk there as well. So I think it's more dangerous to the kids, to the society, than the safety of just having no kids at all. If I'm honest.
All right. Well, so that was easy. We'll go for one more because that was really short. So one more number, please.
63.
63. Would you rather be in your pajamas or a suit all day?
Pajamas is a no-brainer for me.
Obviously, again, it's pajamas.
I mean, why would I go to sleep in a suit, or why would I sit just lie on the sofa watching South Park or something with a suit on?
Okay, would you rather be in a pajama? Okay, I'm going to bend the question slightly.
Okay.
Say for a year, you could only go out in or wear pajamas or a suit wherever you went.
Yeah.
What would you rather do?
Still pajamas, because
everywhere you went. Well, like to business meetings as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the norm, I said like, if I explained to them, look, I pressed a button, and it said that I can only wear pajamas. You've got to give me some credit. I am a great worker, but I have to wear pajamas.
You're absolutely mental.
Yeah, they'd be like, why are you wearing pajamas? Like, I have to. I have no choice.
I have no choice.
Right, we're calling mental hospital.
Yeah, right. Absolutely insane. Although then, I mean...
Or get a working from home job.
Now, can pajamas... I'm going to say pajamas can include a onesie as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got my my Star Wars onesie next door, so I'd be happy with that.
Go to download in your Star Wars... Going to download, I've always liked the thought of going to download in a suit. You know, when you always see that guy in I think it was a guy in a corn pit from 2016.
Yeah.
In a full suit.
Yeah. Oh,
that was awesome.
That probably got muddy though. Unless I wouldn't mind that unless he bought it from Primark.
Actually, yeah, this whole suit thing, you know, you'd have the dry cleaning bills up the wazoo, and yeah, you had to be very careful not to get anything on it. And I mean, there's nothing worse than you wearing a suit, but you're wearing a suit that's really dirty.
Yeah.
And you haven't had time to clean. That's the worst.
Yeah. Plus, I can do neat tricks with pajamas. I can put my pajama bottoms over my belly button and like walk around going, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall.
I do wonder what goes through your head sometimes, Davey. I really do.
Having a great fall.
Yes, you are having a great fall. We're all having a great fall, as it turns out.
Yes, pissing it down in Wales.
Yes.
With a Cockney action. Oh, yeah, the circuit break happened yesterday, but we're not at the start of the podcast to explain that. I went to a festival in a suit. Murray Man said, "Don't." I like the idea of it, but I think the actual reality of it wouldn't be good news.
So wait, Murray Man, did you? So I wonder if Murray Man went to the to download or where it was for the entire thing in the suit, because yeah, that would be. I'd wear it for like one day as a joke, you know.
I would. I think. Well, I remember 2016. I was wearing a Stone Cold T-shirt, and everyone was just chanting "What?" to me.
Well, you were wearing wrestling tights as well.
Yeah, because it was a wrestling theme, and
yeah. We were watching NXT Orlando in the cinema. This was 2016. 2016.
Yeah, was it
Yeah,
it wasn't the end, was it?
It was NXT Takeover. It was Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor in the cage.
That was it. Yeah, that was a good one.
Before the thing started, KB was wearing wrestling tights and boots, and we were staging mock wrestling matches in front of the giant screen.
I tell you,
I remember you received a Stone Cold Stunner from someone and hit your head quite badly on one of the beams behind you.
oh yeah, that hit. Because I think what happened was he was trying to do a Stone Cold Stunner on me, but I thought it was like an RKO. So we both landed differently to each other. So I bounced off, and
you also cashed in your coat in the bank as well.
Yeah, I was like, ah!
That was brilliant. There is footage of it out there. It's not from us. I hasten to say it's from another video. I just happened to coincidentally discover filming all of it, but we'll probably link you it.
It's what makes me enjoy those first few days of download before the music happens. Just all those shenanigans.
Yeah, Murray Man says couldn't hack it after the first day, although my mate stuck it out 4 days. Better man than me. 4 days in a suit. At download.
Pay me for it if by all means, but no.
I haven't really answered the question myself. I think I would. You'd have to go to bed in a suit. And you'd have to dry. There's too much effort.
Yeah, but what if there's a heat wave?
If you have multiple suits, fair enough. Yeah,
you're gonna have to spend money on like aircon and stuff like that.
Because pajamas, I guess you can get away with like. I mean, any top can be a pajama top, and any kind of
all of my clothes are pajamas at the moment.
You look like you look like a kind of vagrant that was on benefits, to be fair. But I'd probably go for pajamas.
Unless you had like silk pajamas that looked all fancy and stuff, or a sexy nightie from Love Honey.
Right. Well, on that note of picturing KB in a sexy nightie, we're going to wrap it up there. Episode 10 of the Key Yard podcast. Thank you very much for listening. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, this was a bit of a shit show. We very much last minute planned most of these segments.
I think it was 10 out of 10. Well, because it's episode 10.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yes, where can they find us, KB?
Right, so I still need to update that Nightbot that's going on in the chat because it doesn't have our Key Yard Podcast YouTube channel. But as well, the Key Yard Podcast YouTube channel doesn't have a custom URL yet. So if you search Key Yard Podcast on YouTube, you will find us. I've checked, and it's there.
Key Yard Podcast,
or just Key Yard Podcast. Either works. Yeah, thank you, Murray Man. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thanks for interacting with us as well to give us some more material. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Yeah. So there's that. I've also got my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kieran Benji, and that is the same username for all my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. And where can they find you as well, Rob?
Yeah, so Rob Veryard Music is my main outlet, I would say, on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at RobV93. You can find me on Twitch at RobV93. I will no doubt end up in a metal / Mosh Squad related Twitch channel near you. Instagram or as Rob Veryard as well, all one word. Just look me up there. But yeah, this was an interesting one considering we didn't really plan that much. We may have a guest on for next week's episode, but we'll keep you posted on that one.
Yeah, and that means I'll have to spend some work on this skin here. But I think I've got some ideas, so it should be okay.
Great stuff. All right. Do you want to sign out then?
Absolutely. Cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. And until next time, lights out.